USFCougars.com here with University of Sioux Falls football coach Jed Stugart, whose number 6 ranked Cougars defeated Concordia St. Paul 51-17 here at Bob Young Field to move to 8-0. Jed, talk about the performance today.
Well, it's a win. We're 8-0, which is awesome for our program, for our kids at this point. It's a good win, 51-17. I think, anxious to get and watch the film. There was just some things, we just weren't sharp for 4 quarters, and we just want to kind of go back in a session of what was our issues there. I mean, we want to try to play as perfect as possible, but, at the end of the day, I'm happy for these guys and the win that we got. So, we'll clean up some of the little things. We've come out of a tough, and this is no excuse. Our kids got to understand, you come out of a rough, tough 4 weeks, a gauntlet of a schedule. You got Mankato next week, and I think our fear was, playing a team whose record might not be on the winning side, but trying to get your kids to understand that they've got good players too, and they're coming in here to fight you. And I think a lot of that was just, part of that, just mentally not being real sharp. So. But I don't worry about us being sharp in practice next week, obviously going into Mankato. So we'll assess these things. We need to be sharper. But, man, a bunch of great performances. Sometimes you can look at the negative. Our defense played really well, 17 points on the board, and when our offense wasn't getting some first downs, we were stopping and getting the ball back in the third quarter there. So I was real proud of that. Proud of special teams. Brett Gardner hits a big field goal there. So a bunch of positives out of this game as well.
Kyle Gronweg had a pretty nice game of returning kicks for you. He was really dynamic today.
Yeah, and he's kind of got that chance where he could go anytime. And, he's just real close to closing the deal on some of these, and you can see it. And but that goes to the prep and the guys blocking for him, because once he's got a seam and he gets out there, he can go. So he had a great day returning, and that's another threat that people just have to account for.
Brett Garner had a big kick today, 45 yards. That's his career long. He's coming off a Player of the Week nomination. Talk about Brett's kicking this year.
Well, he had a surgery in the off season this summer. Was coming into fall camp still not 100%. So we kind of had to protect him a little bit from kicking long field goals and kicking deep. And he's back to healthy and 100%. You're starting to hear that pop off the foot again when he kicks it. And so yeah, I'm real proud of Brett, and he's getting his confidence going, kicking longer field goals and stuff, and that's really good, because he did come off of a rehab from a hip surgery, and that was a pretty crucial surgery, and so he's recovered well, and I'm just real proud of it.
Your junior running back Max Mickey had another big game, 128 yards. He continues to show up a 75-yard run, big play in the first half.
Yeah, and I attribute, Concordia was going to pressure the run game today. They brought a lot of pressure, and they bottled him up sometimes. But, with him and with our old line just kind of plugging away, we finally got a crease on one. He's able to go. He's running hard. Justin Folks had a bunch of yards after hits, too. They both run hard after they've been hit. And that's something that is not just, all these runs aren't always just wide open. They're breaking some tackles. So, even Towns getting in there running hard today. It's fun to see those backs running like that. But staying patient. But, Concordia really wanted to pressure the run game, and they did. And when they do that, you got to come back. And we dropped a bunch of catches today that we typically don't drop, when they were going to do that. And we had some guys open. We just dropped some balls. We missed some throws. And we got to clean some of that stuff up.
Minnesota State next week. Any quick thoughts on that game?
No, just go get ready. It's it's part of the problem. I think we might have been thinking about them a little extra this week, more than we should have too. So I don't worry about our guys being mentally ready for this game. I know they're anxious to get up there. They actually like going on the road and playing, and they like playing up there too. We almost got them last time we were up there. So it'll be a fun week of prep. We're anxious to play this team.
Thanks, Jed. Another nice win for the Cougars here at Bob Young Field. Fans, don't forget, November 5th and 12th, the Cougars are back home. Next weekend, they head to Blakesley Stadium. They play the Minnesota State Mankato Mavericks. Game time, I believe, is 1 o'clock. Jed, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Dan.